TGCRequiem, we are back with modern Goryo's as Foretold. Um, Fortunately, had some mulligans and some mana screw hands, which didn't give us much of a chance to play in like a couple matches. This is not a great hand, and we're on the draw. I think we actually have to mulligan this. The Goryo's Vengeance is good, and if we were to draw into like a Faithless Looting, that's good. Problem is, I'm like hesitant to mulligan without knowing what the opponent's on. I think we are going to keep here. If we're playing like a Jund list or something, like this could be okay. So it looks like black red house. Exactly what I was hoping to see there. Sarcasm. I mean, we could. I think we just have to run this Ancestral Vision right now. I mean, we'd rather play it off the As Foretold. But by that point, with this deck, the opponent might just have too much power on board and we might need a Living End. And so this could help us, a turn after we Living End our opponent. Draw some cards. Living End. But again, if they run out like Hollow One, or Hollow One Gurmag Angler, or some stupid line like that. Actually, had an opponent go from an empty battlefield, Faithless Looting, then they played a BTE. This was a red-green one. Played a BTE. Sorry, Brain Tree Emissary. Used a mana from that to play Hollow One. Actually pitched 2 Vengevines with the Faithless Looting. So the BTE plus the Hollow One brought back the Vengevines, and 2 mana left over to surge a Reckless Bushwhack. Sorry, that's just so brutal. To surge a Reckless Bushwhacker and attack for 20. Standard 4 power 1 draw. So I kind of want to fetch before I play this, but I'm kind of nervous we'll just die next. Gonna die next. Probably can fetch here. shock. So maybe we'll actually, instead of thinning, we'll just play the. I mean, I guess we're not going to Goryo's Vengeance. I guess if we're not going to fetch, there's no point in playing a land before we loot. Then we'll know if we can play. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. So I think now we're going to play Bloodstained Mire. We'll want that because we'll go Living End, we're going to draw, we'll Ancestral Vision again. Don't need the lane. Frustrating thing here is we don't actually have any creatures in the graveyard to even do anything with, so all our Living End's going to do is end up causing their Street Wraith and Flame Lake Phoenix to come back. We almost might be in a position where we need to draw Faithless Looting. Flame Wake work. Okay, and Flame Wake does not disappear at the end. Maybe Flame Wake returns to the battlefield, so we might only be dealing with a Street Wraith. So maybe we get away with this here because they're only attacking for 3. That gives us 2 turns. Massacre? Oh my gosh. Make my day. They just bought us all the time in the world. So next turn we're going to get 2 Ancestral Visions for no mana. They have a land drop, they get a Blood Gas, which buys them 3 turns, but with 6 draws we should get something, right? No land drop. We have a Lightning Axe now. Wait, do we have one more turn on that? Ancestral Vision. So yeah, so we're just going to Ancestral Vision here. We will Lightning Axe the Flame Blade Adept off the Foretold on the opponent's turn, and then Goryo's Vengeance Grizzlebrand at end step. Hopefully they get to throw out like a hollow one or something so that we can use the Grizzlebrand block. Then better. Going for the hollow one, they dig in. I can only pay for one of these. Next turn we will be able to Faithless Looting and then as Foretold again. The Living End. We would have had a stop there at the main phase to stop them from going to combat to trigger this. The question here, though, just becomes whether or not we want to block with Grizzlebrand, go up to a safe 13. I think we kind of do. Draw 7, we should be able to guarantee a combo next turn. Yeah. Opponent. They could trigger Revolt. I don't think they run Fatal Pushes in the main, though. So what we could do is we could kill the Bloodghast right now, and that way there's no way to trigger Revolt. That way there's nothing they can do to kill the Deceiver Exarch. So that's what we're going to do here. Pitch a Grizzlebrand, that way we're going to get a Grizzlebrand back with the As Foretold as well. There we go. Get the win. And move to the sideboard. Well, other creatures have pretty low toughness. Anger could be good against. Yeah, I think Anger actually is pretty good against them. Rakdos Charm getting rid of the graveyard could be relevant. I like a Braid here. Actually, I like Ingot Chewer as well. The Ingot Chewer can blow up hollow ones. It's somewhat narrow, but it also could hate on graveyard. Although I think they're a Leyline of the Void deck. So if they're Leyline of the Void, we really need to look at probably pulling a Gorios and a Grizzlebrand. I like the lightning axes. Is it charm? I think it's really not that great here. That we're in a position where we feel like we need to run out. A Simian Spear Guide could be good with a Kiki, but I kind of want to throw how many. I mean, running out an early anger if they get a fast draw. I like a Braid because it can kill either a hollow one or any of their other creatures. Maybe a Blood Moon deck, so maybe we do want some Is It Charms in there. Aggro deck, probably want to cut at least most of the Ancestral Visions. We're going to bring in the here. And I probably should have cut Tolaria West, and then I get to draw it. Beautiful. But otherwise, this is pretty good. If we can get Living End down, Foretold, we need something to pitch. I think we keep this hand. We're a little weak to Blood Moon, but hopefully we'll draw into like a Scalding Tarn or a Blue Delta. All of our fetch lands get basic island. We remind ourselves to pull Tolaria West out on the draw. Granted, we would have had to mulligan and probably. Alright, so opponent does Leyline, so we are going to have to play a more straight up game. We do have a Deceiver Exarch in hand already. Living End and Ingot Chewer still usable, for sure. Help buy us the time we need to assemble the combo manually. Without being unfair. Kind of a good thing when the opponent plays out the ley lines right off the bat. Doesn't mean their hand's likely a little weaker. Granted, it's a heck of a card against us. So. Hope that they kept something really weak. Open that ley line. And ley line's especially good against Grixis decks because Grixis just does not have any way to deal with enchantment. Except for Engineer Explosives, which you're never gonna but you're likely not getting an enchantment for. Hopefully this means the opponent kept a 0-lander with a couple Street Wraiths. That is exactly what happened. Oh, I love it so much. We're just going to go for the straight up Kiki Exarch combo here. I have to think the opponent missed their land drop again. Probably cursing their luck. I think we're safe to play out the steam vents here now that we don't have any real concern about Blood Moon. Otherwise, I would have probably played the Blackcleave Cliffs first, hoping to draw fetch land. Our opponent really doesn't threaten Blood Moon for a couple more turns. We may actually just end up casting Grizzlebrand here. When all is said and done, either hard cast or through as Foretold. May actually get to a point where we can hard cast Ingot Chewer without evoking it even. Be alright. Careful not to Living End through as Foretold right now. Opponent took a risky line with only one Street Wraith to draw that land. Pretty sure their list only runs like 18 or 19 lands. I do think we just go for Exarch on end step here if we draw into a land. Pretty clean with the Kiki. Start applying some pressure to our opponent. Maybe we change that up a little bit here. I think now that they have a land, we actually we're a little more patient. Lightning Bolt could break the combo up. So I'm actually going to go ahead and cast Exarch into this. That way we at least have half the combo. Still have fairly good odds that we're going to keep Kiki, and this actually increases our odds of drawing a land. Did lose the Kiki, Ingot Chewer, and one Living End, drew another Living End. Opponent already played a land for turn. We drew a land. Lightning Axe that. Do that right. We probably should have. I don't know. We want the Living End just in case we wipe the board. The opponent stuck on one. So a living end, if we play that, would bring out 5, 9, 16, 20 power on board on the opponent's side of the battlefield. We just really needed them to miss the Kiki there. Now they might actually draw us. Oh no, this is draw God and Lore, so that's for themselves, not us. Moon. We already have an Ass Foretold down, so Blood Moon's not as bad now, even if they hit it. One. So we could run. What happens if we cast Living End? How many other creatures can live through Anger of the Gods? It looks like almost all of them. Because what we could do is try and set up a scenario where we Living End and then Anger twice. As it is, I think we're okay leaving the Hollow One alone. They're going to be able to bring in a Bloodghast and one Flamewake Phoenix. Means they're going to be able to attack for 6 to 8 a turn, though. So part of me thinks, like, if we attack the Hollow One right now, they already have 2 Hollow Ones in the graveyard. If we attack the Hollow One, it blocks, and then we Anger to kill it. I don't like this plan, though. I know it does allow them to bring back a Flame Wakes, but we could just Anger the Flame Wake in response and get rid of that permanently. Still pretty live to drawing like a Kiki or a Is It Charm, Faithless Looting, etc. off the top. Another Ingot Chewer, a Braid. Bring the Flame Wake, so they're only going to attack for Hollow One here. Number 5. Until we can bring a Grizzlebrand in. Technically could end up doing it faster with lands if we hit them in time. I want to get a bigger bang for our buck on this Anger. We go for a Blood Moon, we want to go get our Swamp. Bring a couple Flame Wakes back now and a Bloodghast, so we might actually be willing to pitch a single Anger here. Exiling those 4 cards is pretty strong. Perfect. So the question is, do we block the hollow one? That puts us down to 8. I don't think we do. We take one more chance at just drawing the Kiki straight up. Alright, so now we are definitely looking for some help. The opponent has a lightning bolt. We are like just dead on board. We have to chump with Exarch here, and then our hope becomes that alright, so we can Anger of the Gods, use Deceiver Exarch to chump. If they don't have a lightning bolt, we draw a black mana source going down to 1. Which would again not be a shock. We'd have to draw a non-fetch. We'd have to draw our like one of. Oh, this is ugly. Probably, actually, now that I look at that, should have attacked. They just don't even block that. We did that right. But if we can get the Grizzlebrand down if we draw a Watery Grave, we just really needed that Burning Lore. Or Burning Inquiry, rather. That Bloodcast is actually gonna block us out here. Quote. Yep. The opponent missed their first 4 land drops. Got one just in time to Burning Inquiry, making us discard our win condition. Shows you how strong Leyline can be against this deck. Get fooled into thinking Astral Vision is good though in this matchup. Alright, let's see here. I feel like we're kind of in the same space we were before. I don't really want to run anything else out here. I do think actually Rakdos Charm, being again artifact removal, but also a way to empty the graveyard, could be relevant, obviously. Again, so like this, we can start with the turn 1, Faithless Looting on Grizzlebrand if they don't pop a leyline. If they pop a leyline, well, get that as Foretold for some value. Anger of the Gods should buy us a little bit of time. The opponent must be looking at a similar hand to the last one. Either that or they have like a fairly decent hand that doesn't have a leyline worth that's good enough, basically. All right, so they did keep 7 lander with or 7 Carter with leyline. I think we're still in this position where we want a Faithless Looting turn 1. We're fine to pitch the Is It Charm here. It'd be good later, but urgent. The opponent, okay, the opponent hits it this time. Even 0 landers with leyline. Apparently, I am not doing broken enough things. Oh. We're just gonna be dead before we. kind of in a spot where we need living end here. The opponent only has a blood gas. Have a street. Still buys us some time. Could bounce a Deceiver Exarch off the Street Wraith for. Still alive. Draw a living end. Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter. They still have 9 power on board. That's lethal. We actually gave them a turn. I didn't see the Tasigur in there. I just saw the Bloodghast and Street Wraith. They must Tasigur must have been hiding with that swamp there. Well, hard to beat. Turn 0 Leyline, turn 1 Hollow 1, Hollow 1. Stupid deck. Pretty cool. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed. A little bit of a bummer that we didn't get a chance to do better. Again, we were so close to getting game 2 to just lock the matchup right then. So Leyline, they're only going to have it in 40% of their openers. Those 40% are going to be pretty brutal. So we'll see you later.